This is question 11 from the 2016 Year 9 Algebra exam. So Hamu sells cheap breakfasts consisting of toast and spreads at the boarding house. Following is a graph showing the profit Hamu makes from selling breakfasts. So if we look at the grid, look at the graph, along the vertical axis we have the profit, and along the horizontal axis we have the number of breakfasts. That is the number of breakfasts that he would sell. So the first question is asking us, how much profit does Hamu make if he sells 4 breakfasts? So knowing that the vertical axis is profit, on the horizontal axis we go to 4 breakfasts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this point here is 4 breakfasts, and what we do is we just go up until we hit the dot, which is there. So that profit would be 9. Okay, so the profit that Hamu makes if he sells 4 breakfasts is $9. So just read it straight off the graph. The second question is asking us, what does the coordinate 0, -3 on the graph tell us about how much it costs Hamu to organise the breakfast? So 0, -3. So if you think about that coordinate, remember the first value inside the brackets, that gives you the x value, and the second number gives you the y value. So x equal to 0 means we're not going to the left or the right of that point there. -3 means we're going down -3 to -3 on the y-axis or on the profit axis. So what does that point tell us there? Well, that point, the fact that x is 0 means no breakfasts are sold. So number of breakfasts is equal to 0. -3, this means that there is a cost of $3 even before he starts selling breakfasts. Okay, so the when the question says how much does it costs Hamu to organise breakfast, the cost is $3. So that means prior, so this is prior to selling any breakfasts. So it's going to cost him $3 to organise the breakfasts. And the last question is asking us, what price does Hamu charge for a breakfast? So let's have a look at the graph again and just formulate a table. So from our graph we have the number of breakfasts, so number of breakfasts versus the profit. Okay, so profit. So when the number of breakfasts sold is 0, we know that the profit is -3 according to the graph. When 1 breakfast is sold, if we go to the graph, so 1 breakfast is sold, the profit is actually 0. So profit is in dollars. If we sell 2 breakfasts, so at that point there, the profit is $3. If he sells 3 breakfasts, so again going to the graph, scrolling up to that point there, we can see that is $6. If we just jot one more down, which we already know, 4 breakfasts, he makes a profit of $9. Now what is happening each time to the profit? We are adding 3 each time we increase the number of breakfasts sold. So +3 +3. So if we were to write an equation for this, even though the question is not asking us to, it's a good exercise to practice forming an equation for a situation. Okay, and in thinking about going ahead into your next year's work, you have a graph here, you have a table here, okay, here, and we're just about to form an equation. So this will become important in your coming year's in your maths education. So profit, if we were to work out the profit, remember that if this number is the same each time, okay, that number is going to multiply the pattern number, or the number of breakfasts in this case. So 3 times, let's call that B for breakfast. So 3 times B, let's just quickly work that out. So forming another column, 3 times B. When B is 0, 3 times B is also 0. When B is 1, 3 times 1 is 3. When B is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. So we can see these numbers forming here. Now I can see that although I get 0 here, I actually want -3 for the profit. So it looks like I have to subtract 3 to get -3. Let's look at the next one. 3 times B. So when B is 1, when the number of breakfasts is 1, 3 times B is 3, but I need 0. So again, I need to subtract 3. When the number of breakfasts is 2, 3 times 2 will give me 6, but I actually need 3 for the profit. So I'm subtracting 3. So it looks like my equation will look like this. The profit is equal to 3 times the number of breakfasts minus 3. So if we look at this number here, we know this is the number of breakfasts. So B is the number of breakfasts sold. So that 3 times B means $3 per breakfast, indicating that the price for breakfast, or the cost for breakfast, is in fact $3. Okay, so for that last question, you should have $3 here. Another way of looking at it is, if we were to look at the graph, we can see that if we start at 1, breakfast and then go up to the next breakfast, so 2 breakfasts, we can see we're actually adding $3. So if we go from 2 breakfasts to 3 breakfasts, we're adding 3. So, and the same if we go from 3 breakfasts, to 4 breakfasts, we're adding 3, which indicates that it costs $3 for each breakfast.